Hi, this is Bruce again. Just here to show you a little bit of what's new with the new 4.2 release of workouts for swim coaches. So one of the first things is if it's a brand new install, you'll see this welcome screen come up when you start up the app for the first time. It gives you a little indication of some of the things that have changed. One of the big things is instead of starting with a completely blank database, um, we preload a little database for you so that you have a couple of workouts, and there's not much there, but at least there's something that you can go in and see, um, some stuff that's already built for you. Um, but a couple of the things that are different in this release over the previous releases is the way we manage databases. So you notice up here now that there's a name for the database that you're currently working with. So I have the example database hooked up to or loaded into the system, and that's what I'm working with right now. Um, but what you can do is actually have multiple local databases, and we do that by using this database icon up here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. So when I click on that, you'll see that I have my example database is my active database. It shows you how many workouts are in the database and the last backup time. Gives you options to back up, import, and rename the database. One important note here: the backup and the import features were part of um, the Dropbox menu on settings. That's not there anymore. All of the uh, backup and restore features are now under this new database tab. You'll see over here on the right hand side that I am connected to Dropbox, and I can disconnect or reconnect. And the other new option is you have the ability to use iCloud Drive. Now, I'm not going to be able to demonstrate that on this video because I'm running through a simulator, so the iCloud is not working with the simulator. But you're going to have this iCloud Drive option, and if you choose to use iCloud Drive, you'll be able to back up and import either from whatever connections you have. So if you're connected to both Dropbox and iCloud, you'll have the option of backing up and restoring from either of those locations. Another nice feature is if you turn on the iCloud Drive support, there's an option that will give you that will do automatic backups for you. So it'll back up the database um, approximately once a day or every 12 hours or so while the app is open. So you won't have to remember to go out and manually back up your database. It's a little safety feature. One of the new things, though, that you have here is, as I mentioned, you have local databases. So you can have multiple databases created in the system. So I'm going to click on the little plus sign down here. And I have the option I can create a brand new blank database, or I can load a database file from a backup. And the load will go out and look at all of the files that you have either on Dropbox or or that it finds on the iCloud. And I just clicked one by accident there. And it will show you those in this list. The iCloud ones will have a little cloud next to it. Dropbox has the little box. But you can back or you can restore a database, and when you do that, it will ask you for the database name. So this is the ABC database. I'm just going to click OK on that. And now you see now down here I have my new local database ABC. The active database is still example database. If I go back to the main screen, I'll see example database is still the database that I'm working with. But I have the ABC database, and to switch the database here, I just click on the little icon, and it asks me if I want to activate that database. The good thing is that the example database is not lost. When you activate a new database, you see that the example database now is down here as one of your local databases. So if you're a coach, for example, that coaches a high school team, and then you have an age group team, and you don't want those databases to be mixed, you want to keep them completely separate, this is a great way to do that. You don't need, once you've loaded your database in locally on your iPad, you don't need a network connection or anything to be able to switch between those databases that you have loaded. You only need the network connection when you go out to try to get a new database from Dropbox or an iCloud. And as you saw here, you can also create a blank database. And once again, it will ask you for a database name, and I'll call that test 1, and it will create that database. So now I have 3 databases loaded locally, and I can switch between those. If at any time I want to get rid of a database, I can't get rid of the active database. So if I want to get rid of a database, I can simply swipe and delete, and then the database will be deleted from local memory. Doesn't affect any of the files you have up on the cloud or on your Dropbox, so it just affects what's stored locally on your machine. So in this case, to delete this ABC database, I would simply activate test 1, and now I can delete the ABC database. And when I go back to the main menu, you see now that I'm working with the test 1 database, and all of the settings for that test 1 database have been loaded into the application, and that's what I'm using. So hopefully this will help out a lot of coaches. As I say, you'll notice on the settings menu that we don't have that Dropbox option anymore. That's all under that new database icon on the main menu. Hope you find this useful, and please send me comments, leave good reviews out on the App Store, and tell your coaching friends. Thanks.